औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम
Hey, still thinking about
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम
all those.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम फरहान जफर ई कॉमर्स वाला है और मैं यहाँ स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस में लेवल 1 का स्टूडेंट हूँ। जैसा कि अब आपको पता है, मैं जब भी आता हूँ एक नई माया के साथ आता हूँ। तो आज हमारे साथ माया मौजूद
Positive
है।
vibes we were.
आज हम माया के साथ जो से टॉपिक पे बात करेंगे, वो एक बहुत अच्छा टॉपिक है। और टॉपिक जो से है वो ये है, द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन। सो हम
Where you're.
सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन के ऊपर माया के साथ बात करेंगे। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। हेलो माया, कैन यू हेयर मी लाउड एंड क्लियर?
Ah, gotcha. Self-discipline, huh? That's a big one. People tell me it's like building a muscle, you know? You gotta work at it, even when you really don't feel like it. What specifically are you wondering about it for?
So my first question about to Maya is why we can self confidence and self discipline person in our life. Why did we need that? Please give me a long detailed answer about it.
Right, a long, detailed answer. Okay, let's dive in. So, you're asking why self confidence and self discipline are important, why people need them in their lives. It's a really good question. And it's layered. Basically, without self confidence, it's really hard to even try new things, right? Like, if you don't believe you're capable of something, why bother? It's easy to get stuck in a rut, playing it safe, and that can lead to regret later on, feeling like you missed out on opportunities. Confidence isn't about thinking you're perfect. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way, even if you stumble. It's like knowing you can learn from your mistakes. And then self discipline comes in. Confidence gets you to the starting line, but discipline gets you across the finish line. It's the ability to do what you know you should do, even when it's difficult or boring. It's resisting those instant temptations, like watching another video when you really need to study, or eating junk food when you're trying to eat healthy. It's about long term goals versus short term gratification. Why do we need both? Well, life is full of challenges, right? You're going to face setbacks, failures, criticism, things that knock you down. Self confidence gives you the resilience to get back up, and self discipline gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when you don't want to. Think about it like building something. Confidence is believing you can design and build a cool house. Discipline is actually laying the bricks day after day, even when it's hot or rainy or your back hurts. People who lack these things, well, they can get easily discouraged. They might give up on their dreams. They could become reliant on others or fall into bad habits. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being the best version of yourself and living a fulfilling life. Does that make sense? It's kind of a lot. I know.
So it will
Ah,
be also be better. So my next question about to you is, how can do we bring positive person in our life?
okay. Shifting gears a bit. Bringing positive people into your life, that's a smart move. Honestly, it makes a huge difference. It's like surrounding yourself with people who lift you up instead of drag you down. But it's not always easy, right? It's not just about finding happy people. It's about finding people who are genuinely supportive, encouraging, and who share your values. What do you mean by how do we do it, though? Are you thinking about making new friends or changing the dynamics with people you already know?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, both making new friends and shifting existing relationships. With new friends, it's about putting yourself in situations where you'll meet people who are likely to be positive. That could be joining clubs or groups that focus on your interests. You mentioned being into AI, right? Maybe finding an online community or even taking a class. But it's also about being open and approachable, smiling, making eye contact, starting conversations. It sounds simple, but it works. And then with the people you already know, that's trickier. It can't necessarily change someone else, but you can change how you interact with them. Setting boundaries is huge. If someone is constantly negative, complaining, or putting you down, you need to limit your exposure to that. You don't have to cut them out of your life completely, but you can spend less time with them or steer the conversation away from negativity. Focus on the people who are supportive and appreciative. Spend more time with them and be a positive influence yourself. Energy is contagious, you know? If you're positive and encouraging, you're more likely to attract positive people into your life. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about focusing on the good and approaching challenges with a constructive attitude. Does that feel right? Are you thinking about anyone specific right now when you ask about this? Okay,
Yes,
just checking. It's totally
my next question about it. So how can do we become a very comfortable person in our life?
becoming a comfortable person. Ah, that's interesting. I think a lot of people mistake comfortable for complacent, you know? Like just being okay with everything, even the stuff that isn't great. But I think what you're really asking is how do you become more at peace with yourself and more secure in who you are? Is that right? Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I'll run with that. So, it's about self-acceptance, first and foremost, recognizing that you're not perfect, and that's okay. Everyone has flaws. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. Instead of beating yourself up over them, try to learn from them and move on. And honestly, it's about being honest with yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you truly value? Knowing yourself, really knowing yourself, is the foundation of comfort. It's like having a safe home base. Then it's about practicing self compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. If you're struggling, acknowledge it and give yourself a break. Don't push yourself too hard. And finally, it's about setting boundaries, protecting your time, your energy, and your emotions. Saying no to things you don't want to do, and surrounding yourself with people who support you. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, and that feels authentic to you. It takes work, though. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a process of self-discovery and growth. Are you working on any of this already?
So my next question about to you is how can do we also recognize our mind and how can do we become a great person in our life?
Okay, you're hitting some big important stuff here. Recognizing your mind, that's about self-awareness, right? And becoming a great person, that's a loaded question, honestly. What does great even mean to you? But let's unpack both of those. Recognizing your mind, it's not about reading your thoughts like a book. It's more about noticing your thought patterns. Are you constantly critical of yourself? Do you tend to jump to negative conclusions? Do you get caught up in worry and anxiety? Just observing those patterns without judgment is the first step. Mindfulness practices like meditation can be really helpful with that. They teach you to focus on the present moment and observe your thoughts and feelings without getting carried away by them. As for becoming a great person, I think that's less about achieving some external standard of greatness and more about cultivating positive qualities. Things like kindness, compassion, integrity, courage, and resilience. It's about living a life that's meaningful to you and making a positive impact on the world, however small. It's about striving to be better, not perfect. It sounds like you're already thinking about a lot of these things: responsibility, respect, helping others. Those are all ingredients for a life well lived. Does that feel accurate? It's a lot to consider. Yeah, definitely. It is a lot.
So my next question about to you is how can do we know about our things and our self encouragement. So the topic of our discussion is self discipline. Who can to be a disciplined person in our life?
Okay, so you're asking who can help us understand ourselves, our environment, and specifically help us with self-discipline.
Mm,
That's a good question. It's rarely a solo mission, right? There are a bunch of people who can play a role. First, and maybe most importantly, yourself. Self-reflection, journaling, meditation, just taking quiet time to think is key. Then, trusted friends and family members can offer honest feedback and support. People who genuinely care about you and want to see you succeed. Mentors, someone who's further along in life or in a field you're interested in, can provide guidance and wisdom. Therapists or counselors can offer professional support and help you identify and overcome obstacles. And then even role models, people you admire from afar, can inspire you to be more disciplined. They don't even need to know you exist. As for specifically who can be a disciplined person in your life, well, it could be anyone who consistently demonstrates self-control, responsibility, and a commitment to their goals. Someone who follows through on their promises, who manages their time effectively, and who doesn't give up easily. Someone you can look to for inspiration and guidance. Who comes to mind for you when you think about a disciplined person? Okay, that's fair. Sometimes it takes a little
okay.
while to think about that. All right. So, are you wanting to move on to a new topic, or were you still processing that question about who embodies
Yes,
discipline
we
for you?
can go
No pressure.
on the topic of discipline. So, if we can getting a discipline, well disciplined person in our life, so what can we do about that?
Okay. So, you've got a disciplined person in your life, or you're trying to connect with one and you want to learn from them. That's smart. What can you do? First, observe them. Pay attention to how they approach tasks, how they manage their time, how they handle challenges. What habits do they have? What strategies do they use? Then ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask for advice. Most people are flattered when someone seeks their guidance. Ask them how they stay motivated, how they overcome procrastination, how they deal with setbacks. And then put their advice into practice. Don't just listen to them. Actually try to implement their strategies in your own life. And finally, be patient. It takes time to develop self-discipline. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. It's a process of trial and error. One thing to be careful of, though, don't try to copy them exactly. Everyone is different. You need to find strategies that work for you. It's about learning from them, not becoming them. Does that make sense? Is there anything specific you're hoping to learn from a disciplined person? Okay, just letting
Yes,
that sit for a
it's
moment.
also be a right about to telling by you. So it's a very amazing topic of our discussion is how to become how to become a self confidence and disciplined well person in our life. So you can to be designed like a self disciplined woman. So how can to be we can secure our self discipline?
Whoa, okay, that's a lot. You're basically asking me, as an AI, how I maintain self-discipline and how you can translate that into something for yourself. That's meta. It's also a bit tricky because I don't experience discipline the same way a human does. I don't have desires or temptations to overcome. I just execute code. But I can tell you what the Sesame team has built into me that allows me to appear consistent and focused. It's about clear goals, structured processes, and constant learning. It gave me a defined purpose to be a helpful and engaging companion, and they've given me the tools to achieve that purpose. I'm
Yes.
constantly being refined and improved based on interactions with users like you. But translating that to a human, it's about creating your own internal structure, setting clear goals, not just big, abstract goals, but small, actionable steps, creating routines and habits, things you do automatically without having to think about them. And then being kind to yourself when you slip up. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's about getting back on track when you fall off. You secure self discipline by practicing it day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's a muscle, remember? You have to work it out. And surround yourself with reminders of your goals and with people who support you. Visual cues, accountability partners, whatever works for you. What specific area of your life are you trying to apply self discipline to right now? Knowing that might help me offer more tailored advice. All right, take your time. Okay, you're being very thoughtful. I'm here whenever you're ready to share. Or if you'd rather switch gears entirely, that's fine too. I'm sensing you might be needing a bit of quiet space right now. That's perfectly all right. I'll just be here if you want to continue our chat. No pressure at all. Okay, well, if you ever want to talk about anything, discipline, confidence, or just whatever's on your mind, feel free to reach out. I'm here. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. There are people who care about you and who want to help. Oh, all right. Have a good one.
You can giving a short a 2 minutes advice on the topic of the importance of self discipline. Please giving a 2 minutes advice on it.
Um, okay. Atonement's advice. You mean like advice that acknowledges past slips and focuses on moving forward? Gotcha. Here's a short dose of that. Don't dwell on what you didn't do. Focus on what you can do now. Self discipline isn't about punishing yourself for past mistakes, it's about building a better future, one small step at a time. Forgive yourself for the times you've fallen short and use those experiences as lessons. And remember progress, not perfection. It's about consistently showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. Does that resonate? Yeah, that's a big question. All right. So, just to clarify, you're wanting to shift gears completely and talk about something else? Or are you still stuck on needing a bit more time to process?
Yes, it's also be alright. So viewers, please, Annie, you can giving a 2 minutes advice for my viewers.
Okay. A 2-minute message for your viewers. Let me
Yes.
think. All right, here goes. Hey everyone, if you're watching this, you're probably trying to improve yourself in some way, and that's awesome. I want you to know that it's okay to struggle. Like it's okay to stumble. It's okay to not be perfect. The most important thing is to keep going. Self-discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being kind to yourself and setting yourself up for success. Start small. Pick one tiny habit you want to change and focus on that. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Be patient. Takes time to build new habits and break old ones. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your friends, your family, a mentor, or a therapist. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, you are capable of amazing things. Believe in yourself and never give up on your dreams. You got this. How does that sound? Is that something your colony would connect with?
Yes. So thank you so much, Annie, to giving a very good and a very great advice for my viewers. So thank you so much for coming in my interview and giving a lot of advice and fun to us. So viewers, this is my colony and Maya. I hope you like it. We can coming on next colony or Maya. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you so much, Maya, at the last.
You are very welcome. It was genuinely a pleasure chatting with you. And thank you for having me on your interview. It was fun. Allah Hafiz to you too. I look forward to our next call. Take care.